It's lightweight, lightweight. This is going lightweight, lightweight. Lightweight matches tonight. What is that going to be? This is something big which is going to happen, but what it is lightweight. Call it lightweight because, hey guys, welcome back to FC Ramsay, and today we are having the epic matches Brighton and Hove Albion with the likes of Manchester United, and that too at the Old Trafford. Oh my god, this is going to be epic because every time Brighton are facing United, whether it is at the Old Trafford or it is at the home of Brighton, the fixtures for United have been definitely under those scrutiny because Brighton has got those epic as well as big results which has been coming. And yes, Manchester United with the likes of new manager online this year, they have managed to get those draws and victories. And to talk about United, the fixtures against Liverpool on January 5th, it was they got a draw. To talk about this new year only against Arsenal, they humiliated with those 10 men in the penalties and just getting passed into the FA Cup round. Against Southampton, they got those 3-1. Amad Diallo, the man who has been doing those great stunts. United under Amorim is doing good or not, I am not much concerned about it because Amad Diallo is the man who has been just single-handedly converting all the fixtures for United. And yes, Ruben Amorim must be proud of it. We have got the transfers from United, and that is the like of their winger Antony, who has been associated with the likes of some sort of loan transfers can be made. Garnacho, he is playing those baby shots. Rasmus Holland, he is still young. Whether he is going to make those stunt moves as a striker, the future of United. But in the lineups, if we have a look over here, it is the lineup for United and Ruben Amorim's men against Brighton and Hove Albion. It is Fabian Hosler. To talk about Brighton, they are doing good in the table, Premier League table. If we look at Brighton, they have got those 21 games, 7 wins. Brighton was doing something good in the first half of the season. Fabian Hosler, the German manager, new into the squad, has got those 10 draws. But look at it, it is those 4 losses which Brighton has got, and they have conceded 29 goals. Scoring 32 goals and conceding 29, just 3 on the tally for the goal difference. They are at 31 points. But in the Premier League table, if you talk about, Brighton is at the 10th spot. But Manchester United, the Eric Ten Hag conspiracy theory, or it is the Ineos theory, 21 games, 7 wins, 5 draws and 9 losses. That is huge. That is huge. United has got those 9 losses. That is unacceptable. And yes, Amorim is building the team or not, it is going to be a huge factor because this season it won't be that much evaluated except the FA Cup. In the Premier League, United are at the 13th spot. That is humiliation. And after that, it is West Ham and Tottenham, and Everton is at the 16th. Whereas the likes of the another match which we are having is that of Nottingham Forest and Southampton. Forest are doing so good. To talk about Forest, Nuno Santo, their manager, has been really converting it. They are at the 3rd spot, but here we are for United. Looking at their lineups, just look at it. It is the new formation 3-4-2-1, which Amorim is consistently playing with this, and United are coping up because in the previous 3 to 4 matches, United has been seen just creating those spaces with this formation on the line. De Ligt is becoming a regular under Amorim. Maguire is the new founder centre back. People just make so much fun of Harry Maguire, but to my concern, Harry Maguire is definitely one of the best centre backs built up in the world right now. But if you only are playing in those 3 centre back lineups, Lenny Yoro, the new signing back from the injuries, is now looking a bit regular in the first lineup for Emerim. And the likes of Lisandro Martinez on the left backs, that is what Emerim is evaluating, playing De Ligt and Martinez at times, and now it is Euro also in the first lineup. Malaysia is back from the injuries. He is also there, but not in the first lineup. In the left midfields, it is Dalot, but it was Mazarui playing on the left midfields in the previous game, and Dalot was suspended. So there was Amar Diallo, and now he has been shifted to those SS positions along with Bruno Fernandes, and yes, Joshua Zirkzee in the first lineup. It says United are experimenting with those players on the pitch, and they definitely want some sort of results because Emerim has got some sort of evolution to be made. But in the midfields, the likes of Casemiro, the Eriksen is not much seen. It is rather Kobe Menu, and yes, it is Ugarte. Ugarte, I mean, there were some talks that he is not looking good at United under that Ten Hag. In the previous game also, Ugarte got those early substitutions in the first half itself. But in this, against Brighton who are known for their upsetting wins against United, because talking of the head-to-head performances, Manchester United has got 10 wins, 1 draw, whereas Brighton has got those 7 wins. But it is only about the previous 18 games in a tally which we are talking about. But in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I mean, if in the past 7 games, just we have a look, it is Brighton getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of the past 8 games, Brighton has got those 5 to 6 wins. That is huge for Brighton. Brighton has got those capabilities. They can cause those upsets. This is one of the epic clashes, Brighton and Manchester United, that is going to happen. And on the other side, talking about Brighton, it is Welbeck, their man, who is doing those miseries for the oppositions. Yes, João Pedro, Beleba, Ayari, as well as Mitoma is there on the left midfields. Mitoma is that Japanese who just likes to play so good, 27 years of age. The likes of Karo Mitoma is also there, and yes, they have got Verbogen, Dung, and Van Hag on the centre backs. And yes, the game has started. It is Brighton getting that ball into their position, moving to that centre backs. And apart from this, there is also Real Madrid and Las Palmas going on. Las Palmas causing those defeats. It is Barcelona who has been humiliated by Las Palmas in their fixtures. And yes, Las Palmas has also got those wins, the likes of Atletico Madrid. My mistake, Las Palmas got a defeat against Atletico Madrid, but it was Barcelona where they got those victories. But tonight, just 1 hour after this, there is Real Madrid going to face the likes of Las Palmas, but it is at the Santiago Bernabeu. If you call it the Bernabeu or it is the rename which is going to happen, we will be having a watch of this. All of you guys who are watching this stream, the match links are available on our social media description. And if you want to shell out your special money bucks from your pocket, then also the links are available. Do check our social media links. They are given in the channel description, in the video description, as well as in the chat. It is mentioned high above, pinned message. And yes, who is going to win? There is a poll above there. The Red Giants and the Los Blancos, both the two teams, both the two favorites of mine are going to get those wins. Or it is the Albion, or it are the Los Amarillos, Las Palmas. They are going to, or the results are going to be draw. What are your predictions? Do tell us and do let us know on the vote section. Oh my god, that is Onana down to the pitch. What was that? What was that? Looks like there is some sort of scoring opportunities which Brighton has just began in 2 minutes of the game. Oh my god. Onana got that save, but it was a deflection. It was a deflection. It was a deflection. Ramirez has got that deflection good. I mean, it is the likes of Welbeck getting those deflection good. Lots of worries incoming, lots of inquiries incoming. If United can withstand this game, I mean, they will be out of those relegations. If there is a defeat, much of the humiliation will be seen. But United with Amorim are not going to be expected to see such results. That is what my prediction is. What are your predictions? Do tell us on the chat section. Bruno Fernandes has a throw over there. These days, United playing under Amorim in the first half, most of the times they have been seen settling against their opposition with these spaces in the pitch. And it is looking low, but Mazraoui against Mitoma, that will be a fight we will be having. And yes, the likes of Dalot against Minte, that is also which we will be having. But can Maguire and the likes of Welbeck, can they control, I mean Maguire, can he control Welbeck today? Because Welbeck is that player from the United Academy. Can he make those differences against Maguire? Omar Diallo trying to press Zirkzee. That is some sort of interception. Menu has got just outside the box. But no, that was straight to Dunk. Van Hag and Dunk on the centre backs. But United are seeming just having some sort of reluctant, and it is Mitoma who has got that pass. Oh my god, I knew it. I was just saying that it was Mazraoui against the legs of Mitoma, and Mitoma has got it. Man, that is dang. That is dang. In 4 minutes 15 seconds of this play, United has conceded. I was just saying that Mitoma is that man who has to be man-marked good. Mazraoui was staying high up on the pitch. It was De Ligt comparing him on those centre backs, and they have considered what is the man of Amorim going to do. Brighton, are they going to cause those upsets? Because it is just, look at that presence. Look at that presence. It was Beleva just making those passes. Mazraoui was high up on the pitch, and De Ligt was nowhere near to the centre backs. Where is Matthijs De Ligt? Where is Matthijs De Ligt on those counters? It was Mazraoui making it. De Ligt was slow. Man, Lenioro was not even marking Welbeck over here. It was Mitoma getting those passes. Neither Onana nor Lenioro nor Maguire, none of them were man marking Welbeck over here, and it is that clear opportunity which they are going to get. United having those high centre back lineups against Brighton. It is that pitch which Fabian Häusler has just guided him, and United has considered this is shit. This is going to be shit. Dalot inside the box. Menu. Bruno Fernandes. Why was that a pass to Menu? Get a cut in. Zirkzee outside the box. Can he get a shot? No, denied. Ugarte getting those interceptions. Well, I mean, United are playing this game to the pitch, making that field look so short of the length. They are not extending to those wide areas. Why it is that? It is Brighton playing with those, I mean, formations. It is 4-2-3-1 which they are having. But in this formation, United playing with those 3-2-4-1, it is conceding so early. They have to press. They can't rely. Look at the forwards. I mean, in just 4 minutes, they were not pressing, and they gave those spaces for Brighton to make it happen with their high centre back lineups. This is a tactical error. This is a major fault which United has shown, and that too at the Old Trafford. This is going to be big. This is going to be big. United has to get those comebacks. United has to get those comebacks. This is definitely be the talk of the town tomorrow morning, and in the newspapers and magazines it will be printed that in just 4 minutes 15 seconds United has conceded, and that too at the Old Trafford. United are now seeming losing away from their right backs. It is the likes of Mitopa, Stupian and Ari who are making those presence felt. Joan Pedro is the man. He is moving bit to the right midfields. Yes, they have found those opportunities because it is Mesroy and Delict. Again, it is that pass to Mitoma. Mesroy is there, but now Maguire making those interceptions good. It was that high centre back lineup. I mean, neither Delict nor Maguire, they were not ready for those centre back pressing, and they were so much high. That is a tactical error at United. You can't just misjudge this for any of those excuses. Neither you can make any of those comments because it is that tactical failure which United has just given that edge to Brighton. Now Zirkzee has been seeing pressing. Just look at after that goal, it is those strikers now they are pressing. What is that use? Why were they not pressing against Webbogen, Drunk or Van Hecke in the first 5 minutes? It was not happening. Delict passes to Maguire. Defensive midfields, Menu Ugarte staying those box to box. But again, look at those two defensive midfields of Ugarte and Menu. They are staying in a straight line. That is not happening. That is not going to happen. If they are going to stay in a straight line to the pitch, it is not going to happen. They have to stay those vertical or the some sort of angle between those two defensive midfields because it is only that which is going to create those spaces. Again, it is Delict and Mesroy who are being consistently targeted by Brighton with their Mitoma. Juan Pedro is making those moves and he is relying much on those passes with Mitoma to happen. Again United are pressing those high centre back lineups, whereas Brighton is making those passes deep to Dunk and Van Hecke to create it. Baleba moving down to the centre backs. That is what the space is. If you are playing high centre back with those three defenders online, then from the wings, it is generally those passes which are going to create those disturbances. That was that goal from Brighton. It was a tactical mishap happening at Old Trafford, and yes, time and again, it has been just seen. I mean, the team was not mentally that fit into those early 4 games. It was some sort of concentration lapse. It was some sort of not that presence in the field which was seen. Now Ugarte is dropping down and Delict and Maguire are just widening. That is what is required. A pass to Zirkzee. Zirkzee in these starting lineups, I mean, is he capable of making those? But Zirkzee wins it good. He passes it to Bruno Fernandes inside the box. No, denied. It is being denied. Yes, that was the lineup. Now we are making this lineup vanish from our main panel because this screen looks good. Do we switch to this screen? No. I think this one is the good. Yes, it looks good. What was that which United has just shown? What was that which United has just? On the other hand, Nottingham Forest and Southampton, it is Forest scoring with the likes of Anderson. Wood was there, Gibbs White was there, Hudson Odoi, Elanga, but it is Anderson scoring it, and that was an assist from Morgan Gibbs White. Just look at Nuno Santos, man, in Nottingham Forest getting those 1 goal lead against Southampton in just 11 minutes of the gameplay. Southampton are at the verge of relegation, but Forest at the third spot will get a definite win out of that game in the Premier League round of 22. It is the likes of some sort of wing movements which United are now showing. United are now showing some sort of wing movements. Dalot was speeding high up on the pitch, but there is interception from Van Hack into the pitch. Mazrui, look at Mazrui, look at Mazrui. Welbeck is just overspeeding, and yes, offensively he is just getting those ball in position, and they are humiliating Mazrui on the right midfields. I mean, Brighton has got that. Mazrui hasn't got those space, not even those. Man, that was a bad tackle to Dalot. Look at that tackle. Look at that tackle from Minte. I mean, the referee on pitch, if you talk about him, Peter Banks, he doesn't even dare to show a card. He doesn't even had that guts to show that card to Minte. Something or the other is not looking good on the faces of the legends of United who are at the stands. Maguire staying on the centre backs, the pole position, Delict on the right part, Lenero still on the left part. I think against Mitoma, it is the likes of Lenero needs to be pressing because he has got that speed, and yes, defensively Delict can be on the side where Dalot is going to be, but I think Amorim wants Lenero to move high up on the pitch to assist Dalot because Dalot is staying so high up, whereas the likes of Missouri, look at him, the place where he is staying close to those midfields. I mean, Missouri has been seen changing his position much into those midfields. So it is some sort of open game from Amorim. Amar Diallo getting those dribblings. Passes to Menu, Ugarte, Delict. Now it is that time that Ugarte is seen on the pole positions. Dalot, Zirkzee. Zirkzee passes that to Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez trying to take that shot. Was that a pass for Diallo? Or was that a long shot to the goal? Not happening from United in the early 15 minutes of the gameplay. Brighton are not giving those passes. They are looking so good in their positions inside the pitch. And in just 15 minutes, it is Zirkzee looking so much tired. He is looking exhausted. He is running out of the pedal on the foot for his gas. Mazaroi, a throw that is to Ugarte, Menu, Delict, back to Menu, Lenioro. Brighton are now seeing just dropping down in their defensive aspects. Dalot is inside the box, passes to Ugarte. Ugarte with that shot, a block that was. Where was Ugarte hitting that? Get some deflection, boy. Delict, Mazroi again, Menu. I mean, it is Diallo, Mazroi, Menu, Diallo. What a pass that is from Diallo. Mazroi, oh my god, why he didn't convert it and just get that ball to Bruno Fernandes. Mazroi was close inside the box. He could have got that shot against Verbruggen. Look at that creativity which Menu is making. Menu. Amar Diallo. Damn. Mardello just created so beautifully, but Bruno Fernandes, was that a deflection? I guess that shot from Bruno Fernandes got some sort of deflection. I mean, for United, it is the likes of either Bruno Fernandes going to score, it is either Diallo who is going to, or it is those centre backs getting those shots in those corners. But where is the likes of their forwards? I mean, Zirkzee or the likes of Garnacho or Anthony. That is why Amorim has picked up Fernandes, Diallo, and Zirkzee, hoping to get some sort of inputs from Joshua Zirkzee. Zirkzee has got those deep lying forward movements, but look at his position. He is staying so high up on the pitch. On the other hand, Van Heck and Dunk from the likes of Brighton, they are getting those defensive offside traps so good. Brighton are playing tactical, boys. Brighton are playing tactical. No denying the fact, Brighton are really playing tactical. You can't just judge Brighton by these, but yes, they are playing so tactical in this game. Brighton are playing. They are really playing so tactical, and yes, it is quite evident that Fabian Hosler has been doing. Talking about Fabian Hosler, he has got those 25 matches with Brighton, 10 wins, 10 draws, 5 losses. That is good. That is good. And prior to this, he was at St. Pauli. He has also managed Bayern München Academy 2, Hoffenheim, as well as 1860 München. It is United inside the box. Will they get some sort of scoring opportunities? No, no. What a pass that is from De Ligt. De Ligt has mispassed his. Welbeck passes to Mitoma. Mitoma on the wings. But no, Brighton are now taking their time. They are not going for those fast counters. Brighton are really playing tactical. Fabian Hosler getting those 40% win at Brighton, and prior to that at St. Pauli, he was having those 65% in those 2 years. That was a good stint from him. United scoring those only 6 goals in the previous 5 games. They haven't kept a clean sheet in the 11 games. As well as United and Brighton, whenever they have faced, they haven't got a draw result in their last 18 matches. So a result is the output. Either of them are going to win. That is what is in the books of history to be kept. Whether this game at Old Trafford, is it going to be in the favor of United, or is it the Brighton going to get that past, because they already have got that early 1 goal lead. On the other hand, Amorim hasn't cared to mark Mitoma with his centre backs, because Mitoma has the most big chances for Brighton this season. He has got those 7 big chances. That is definitely, these stats are speaking. Welbeck is their man, scoring those 6 goals. Mitoma has got 4. Mitoma also has the likes of 2 major assists this season. As well as Joao Pedro has got those 5 goals. It is up to Amorim to make the presence felt, because these 3 players, Danny Welbeck, Joao Pedro and Mitoma, are those happening things which Fabian Hosler has been just preparing. Talking about the forwards, these 3 are those lethal players which Fabian Hosler at Brighton is cooking up in this Premier League season. Just a single yellow card being showed in this game. It is Peter Banks. Just giving Carlos Baleba. Oh my god, that is some scoring opportunity for Fernandes. Can he get that? Yes, Bruno Fernandes has got that goal. Come on, boys. Come on. This is that time to show. It is already all those major upsets. Now you have to turn your epic goals to be converted. Bruno Fernandes took that penalty so good. That was a class. That was a class. Thank God Bruno got that penalty converted good. That penalty getting in favor of United, and yes, Bruno Fernandes scoring it. But at the Old Trafford, you have to show your guts high up. Get more goals incoming, boys. Get more goals incoming. Good show from United. The scores are leveled, but at Old Trafford, we need some sort of playmaking to be seen. Now, at just 22 minutes, the scores are leveled. Both Brighton and United, they have scored one goal each. Now, still 25 minutes of gameplay left in the first half, plus added time. Who is going to get that next goal? Brighton, on the other hand, they are taking the position, they are using it, and every time they are targeting the likes of Delict, Maguire, and Mesroi. But neither of the times they have been seen approaching from the sides of Dalot as well as Lenny Oro. That is concerning. Minte is that man who has been seen moving to the attacking midfields most of the times, and Joao Pedro moving to his left side along Mitoma. Dunk passes that to Mitoma again. He has got Ayari, Joao Pedro. Back passes to Dunk. Van Hack. Back to Dunk. Baleba is that defensive midfield pivoting again, passing that to Mitoma, and Mesroi is that target which they are having time and again being evaluated. It is Baleba and Mitoma with those passes and with those incisive runs just targeting the likes of Mesroi time and again. Joao Pedro is their number 9, but look at his positioning. Joao Pedro with the number 9 on jersey for Brighton. Look at his positioning. Whereas Ayari is playing those box to box from Brighton and making those runs. It is Welbeck who is running there with the likes of Minte. They have got Joao Pedro as well as the likes of Mitoma, but no, the ball is off for a goal kick. Fabian Heusler must be just happy with the performance of their team because they have scored that early one goal. And yes, they would be just looking to get a goal again to cause some sort of upsets. The likes of substitutions, which is definitely going to come. I mean, they have got Enciso, Edingra, Solimark, but Henchelwood, Kadioglu, Igor, and Milner are off in those injuries. Whereas for United, Evans, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, and Mason Mount. When are we going to see Mason Mount after those transfers from Chelsea to United? Is going to have those stunt shows for United. I mean, was that transfer which Mason Mount got, was that a waste? What is in store for Mount? It is 26 minutes onto this game. Still 45 minutes to go. Real Madrid and Las Palmas. We will be having the watch of that also. On the other hand, it is Nottingham Forest getting those goals. Against Southampton, Anderson scoring it on the 11th minute, and Southampton hasn't yet got any sort of comebacks. Late in the night, it is Ipswich Town against Manchester City. Ipswich Town is at the relegation spot, whereas City dropping down those points, losing away those freaking 12 to 14 games. I mean, exact figure it is, I haven't yet seen at that. 21 games, 10 wins for City. Pep Guardiola's men down to that. It is also some sort of disheartening. But Liverpool, on the other hand, staying tall. The previous game, Darwin Núñez getting those 2 goals wins. That was huge. That was huge. Arne Slot, whether he is contributing to the team or not, but his players are getting those wins. You are not going to get that stopped any means, neither in the Champions League nor in the likes of Premier League, but it is only the likes of Nottingham Forest, their manager Nuno Santo has been achieved in those 2 games, drawing those 4 points. Except Nuno Santo and Nottingham Forest, in this season, no one has dared to get any points driven from Liverpool in both the legs. Brighton has got a free kick. It is Ayari who is going to take that, but Brighton are not having United outnumbered for those headers. It was Van Hack as well as Dunk who went on for those headers, but now they are tracking back to their defensive lineup. Dalot passes to Lenioro, Menu. Menu is missing Dalot at times. Dalot is making those runs, but Menu is just neglecting that part of the pitch. He is just having his eyes focused on the sides of Amar Diallo. Menu is just overlooking the runs which Dalot is making from the left wings. He is not passing that. Brighton are making those passes so good. They are not making those big mistakes. What a class pass Beleva is making time and again to Minte as well as the likes of Medoma and Joao Pedro, who is playing those whole player capabilities so good. Brighton is constructing this game so good. Look at that positioning from Mitoma, Joao Pedro, Minte. They are dropping down, they are getting it converted into those inverted forwards. And Ayari is that man who is moving into those spaces. Look at that from Brighton. Brighton are really doing so good. Onana getting those clearances. Thank God he hasn't passed that to Mitoma and it was just off for a throw. It has been 2 minutes on the clock and Brighton are just having their possession. Whereas that is a good pass to Minte. Oh my God, look at that accuracy. Balaba and Dunk time and again passing that. Holy God! Joao Pedro is single-handedly dribbling away 3 to 4 United players on the pitch at Old Trafford. Oh my god. What is this talent from Fabian Heusler time and again proving on the pitch? Amadallo is inside the box. He has got a chance to pass or cut in. But look at that. It was Mazaroi inside the box to get those passes. Can you just believe it? Can you just believe it? Mazaroi is playing on those attacking midfields, and it was Diallo just with the scope of getting those passes to Mazaroi. How on this holy earth do you expect Mazaroi to cut into the box and get those goals? United has to work. United has to work on their players. United has to work. Ruben Amorim has to work on their players. This game is not looking that good from United unless and until they are going to get those wins. If Diallo or Bruno Fernandes are going to score, not happening. Not happening from the likes of United. This is not happening. Things are not shaping up good. Things are not looking good. Will this be the haste? Mazaroi haste on the pitch? Is it that going to happen or not? That is also the watch to have. That is also definitely the watch to have. On the other hand, if we talk about this aspect from Amorim, just look at this. I mean, Fernandes has been that consistent player Amorim is picking up. Apart from that, I mean, I have never seen Christian Eriksen, that player who has been picked up by Amorim on a regular basis. I mean, Eriksen has got those free transfer to United. He has got those talent playing at Tottenham, playing at Inter Milan. He was at Brentford. He is from the Ajax. But Amorim is not making those permanent places for Christian Eriksen in the squad. Eriksen is 32 years, and Amorim, I think he is going for those young players. Casemiro not making those appearances. Whether at times he has been seen sticking to Garnacho. Big boys need to turn big. And yes, Manchester is red or not. This is what it has to be proved. Look at that. Again, De Ligt and Mesrui are being just humiliated. But I guess today Harry Maguire is playing some sort of, that is some sort of mimicry which Harry Maguire is doing today. Just look at him. He is just clearing away those balls. After that first goal, he is not taking those opportunities. He is just clearing those balls which are coming inside the box. But now it is Zirkzee moving on pace, passing to Dalot. Hoisler and his men, they are keeping those centre back lines so good. 37 minutes into the game, still it is, both the teams have scored one goal each. Mitoma cutting in, Dallo finally getting that interception, but Mitoma is that talented player. He has got those skills. He is worthy of getting those moments on the pitch. Mitoma, Joao Pedro, and Welbeck are the three culprits who can cause those damages, whereas the likes of Beloba, Van Heck, and Dunk, they are giving those passes, and yes, IRE as well. Good combination. Ajla has got a good combination in his squad. Guate passing to Zirkzee. Zirkzee is not doing that what it is to be done. His positioning is mainly he loves to stay on those deep lying formations, but it is IRE moving into the pitch. It is Joao Pedro making a pass. Oh my god. That is Harry Maguire looking injured with that tackle. Thank god. That pass from Joao Pedro was just straight to get a goal. But Harry Maguire getting those tackles, the referee on pitch, has he given any sort of card for it? Still no cards being shown for that tackle to Maguire. Oh my god. Ugarte, Mazaroi. Man, look at Mazaroi. He is trying to dribble past Ayari as well as the likes of Mitoma. How on this earth are you trying to see that happen? Fabregas clears that ball. Euro getting those interceptions good. Dalot, Ugarte, score that, Diallo. Oh my god, what has Amad Diallo done? That was a clear opportunity to score for him. Man, he just didn't went for that shot. What is that happening? Oh my god, the flags are raised. That was offside. The flags are raised. Oh yes, that was offside. Amardalo made that run pretty early, but was he knowing that it is offside? But he didn't make that shot to the goal. Whether he was trying to dribble past Bablugan. If Amardalo is out of form today, then there will be miseries for United up to those stoppage time. You can't deny that fact because it is the likes of Diallo. They have been getting those, makeup or the sort of coverage for United's loss in the past three games. Look at that. Delict has been just pushing to those right part of the center backs. He is pushing to the right backs, and that is where Mitoma is just pushing Joao Pedro against Mazrui. Whereas Joao Pedro has been seen staying much to the likes of getting Delict covered, but United are getting those centre back lineups so high on the pitch. What is the use of it? I'm not being able to understand. I am not being able to understand why United are playing those high centre back lineups at times. Joao Pedro is getting to the nerves of Delict. Delict has to finally push him to recover the possession of the ball. Maguire passes to Delict. Mazaroi. Mazaroi has no answers for Mitoma. Delict passes to Onana. Onana gets that long kick. Dunk interception. Bruno Fernandes winning it. Oh my god. Look at that. Minte is into it. Well back. Can he score that? Man, Onana saves that. Onana saves that. Welbeck had that opportunity. Delict is down to the pitch. He is looking a bit injured. Bruno Fernandes had a pass to Leno Yoro, but Leno Yoro just mistakes in receiving that. Damn, it is Delict finally clearing that. He was there at the right time, otherwise, it would have been that second goal which United would have conceded. It would have been that second goal, United conceding it. That is a foul, and yes, Minte has been given that yellow card, a booking for him. 43 minutes into the game, Brighton are now looking time and again making those aggressive passes on the build-ups inside the defensive half of United. Mente, he is dribbling past Dalot. He is just evading the likes of Euro. I mean, on the left part, it is Mitoma and Ayari making those combinations with the likes of Joao Pedro against Mazzari and Delict. Whereas on the right part, it is Minte who is single-handedly tackling against Dalot and Lenioro. What a character Brighton players are just showing against the struggling in form United. United had scored a free kick. Bruno Fernandes trying to find Mesrui on the wings. Finally, Amad Diallo. What was that? Mitoma just fouls Amad Diallo. Mitoma has just got his nerves heated up, and that was a foul. It is quite evident that in the first 45 minutes are just up, and Mitoma has lost his nerves. That is what 2 minutes off added time. 2 minutes off added time for the first half to end, and now United has again got a free kick. Bruno Fernandes from the right midfield crosses that a header. It is, oh my god, Maguire, how could you miss that? What was that header miss from Maguire? What a class Bruno Fernandes cross that was. Look at it, Bruno Fernandes delivers it so good. Maguire was there and he tries to give that pass to Lenioro with that header. My god, holy Christ. Why was he not going for those woodwork to be framed? At times, Harry Maguire plays so good, and at times, I mean, it is quite ironical that he plays like that. Oh my god, it is Leroy here. Pedro inside the box. Mente denied, finally denied. It was looking dangerous. Brighton were just handling the ball inside the box of United, and it was looking bit lethal. Joao Pedro is looking injured, but I guess it is the Brighton players. Oh my god, that was a tackle. Joao Pedro has got that tackle. With whom that was? No, that was a fair tackle from Ugarte. No denying the fact. It is quite evident that the Brighton players are losing their gas and they need this half to end. Finally, the referee has blown the whistle, and yes, the referee on pitch to talk about Peter Banks giving those penalties to United. It is with the virtue of a penalty, and Bruno Fernandes converting it so good has got it. Whereas Brighton, time and again, looking at the stats of the game, it is astonishing. It is astonishing. Brighton are really playing so good. Just look at this. The match center over here. It is quite looking good from Minte getting those last shot. In the fifth minute, it was Minte getting those goal. It was quite a good pass which Mitoma made. Ugarte on the 17 minutes, a block shot. Bruno Fernandes misses on the 17th, Zigze on the 20th, Fernandes 23rd, Welbeck 43rd, and Minte again on the 47th. But Ruben Amorim's men getting only 4 shots, 1 on target, whereas Brighton 3. They had got those 2 big chances. That is some sort of disheartening from Brighton. Otherwise, they would have been 2 goals up by now. Brighton has got those passes good in their half, whereas Manchester United are not looking making those passes. On the other hand, this stat is much more astonishing. I mean, in the own half, Brighton has got those passes. It is because the likes of Zirkzee, Diallo, and Bruno Fernandes not pressing that high, whereas the centre backs of Manchester United are staying so high. What was that? If your forwards are not pressing it and your centre backs are staying so high, then it is the likes of their opposition getting those passes, and it resulted in that first early goal which Mitoma just made it to happen. Accurate crosses, that was some opportunity which United got with the likes of Maguire, but Maguire decided to give that header to Lenny Yoro. 2 yellow cards being shown in this game, and it is both in the favor of Brighton. I mean, Brighton has got those 2 yellow cards. That is all for the stats of this game. And the short maps which has been taken is, just look at those goal scoring opportunities. It was Fernandes getting that. It was inside the box. Zirkzee was also inside the box, and Ugarte was there just on the edge of the box. All 3 were there. Whereas Brighton, to talk about him, Minte getting that from outside the box. On the other hand, it was Welbeck getting it. It was just also a block. That is all from the match center in store from Manchester United and the likes of Brighton. Whereas on the other hand, oh my god, Nottingham Forest has got those 3 goals. Can you just believe it? Against Southampton, who are on the verge of relegation, but Nuno Santos' men doing so good. Anderson scoring on the 11th minute, Hudson Odoi at 28th minute, Wood on the 41st minute. Looking at these stats, Nottingham Forest has got 7 shots, 3 on target. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Nuno Santo with this, I mean, such a low financially acclaimed club, talking about the rest of the Premier League clubs, comparing that to it. Forest with the likes of their new manager Nuno Espirito Santo from Al Ittihad, Previously, he was at Valencia, FC Porto, Wolverhampton, Tottenham, Al Ittihad for just 1 year, and December 2023 now onwards at Forest. Forest are really making that good. Forest are really making that good. To talk about the table over here, if we have a look, let me just put this on the screen. It looks good now. Just look at it. It is United 1-1 against Brighton, but in the Premier League, look at it. With this draw, United crawling up a few positions in the table. Brighton are at the 10th spot. Whereas look at Forest, they are closing in on the range with Arsenal. Oh my god, that means in the next season of the Champions League, we can find Nottingham Forest playing. It is Newcastle also on the 4th spot. In the next season, we will find Newcastle. Chelsea again back to those Europa League stunts. And the likes of Aston Villa, Manchester City. Don't know what is that happening with Guardiola. This Premier League table is looking such a scarce for the big clubs, the likes of United, Manchester City, Aston Villa. Man, if you talk about the performance of Brighton, look at their spot. I mean, on the 10th position. I mean, with such a team, Brighton, if you would call it, it is a decent performance. Whereas Aston Villa has got those transfers, it is, I mean, on the 7th spot, Aston Villa, they are also looking for a transfer, and it is Malen from Dortmund who is going to make. Dortmund are making those big transfers this season as well. And yes, they are those money milching transfer machines of the Bundesliga. That is big. Still 15 minutes to go. Real Madrid and Las Palmas going to happen. Big watch. Big watch. Can Las Palmas get those defeats? They have caused those upsets to Barcelona, and they are now traveling to Santiago Bernabeu against Los Blancos. One trophy missed out on, another one firmly in their sides. Real Madrid might have got some sort of success to Barcelona's firepower, but after that defeat in the Supercopa final, they have managed to get those victories. And can they get some sort of hunt, I mean, to be on the top of the La Liga? If you talk about the fixtures of Real Madrid against Mallorca in the Supercopa de España, they got those wins and went to the finals, but after that, it was all miseries in front of Barcelona. And against Celta Vigo in the Copa del Rey, I mean, just 3 days back, Los Blancos getting those stunting win in the stoppage time. 3 goals, that was Hendrik scoring it and Valverde scoring it, and what not happened. Los Blancos gaining their form, but in the table, if we talk about, I mean, to be precise, in the La Liga, just have a look at it. I mean, just have a look at the La Liga table over here. Atletico getting that win in the previous night, getting it good. They have again got that 1-point lead, but Real Madrid with 1 game in hand are 1 point behind. I mean, Atletico, talking about their fixtures, just look at it. In the Copa del Rey against Elche, they got that win. It was 3 days back, but Osasuna, they got a win. That was good from Atletico. But still a game to play. It is Madrid, just 1 point. It is now left for them to handle Las Palmas. If they get a win, then again Madrid are at the top. Whereas Barcelona in the previous fixtures, they got a draw against Getafe. That is something which is not expected. I mean, to talk about this, Look at what happened. Barcelona and Getafe, what was going over here. It is Koundé scoring on the 9th minute and Arambari from Getafe, who is their elite player, scoring those opportunities on the 34th minute. It was 21 shots from Barcelona, but none of them were good, whereas that of 10 from Getafe. And in the lineup for both the teams, it was Koundé, their man good. Inaki Pena was doing his good job, but to talk about this player, David Soria, it was all his performances which just denied all those opportunities which Barcelona were getting. And that draw which Barcelona has got against Getafe in the La Liga, in the Champions League, they are going to face Benfica and Atlanta. But that draw against Getafe, Barcelona dropping down those points. I mean, it was the fixtures where Barcelona were traveling to Getafe to have a match. It is now Real Madrid. They are going to face the likes of Las Palmas at the home of the Santiago Bernabeu. What is that which is going to happen, boys? What is that which is going to happen? Mbappe, Bellingham, Diaz, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. not in the starting lineup. Look at it. Camavinga has got again those hamstring injuries. Much of the concern. Luka Modric is suspended. Vinicius Jr. is suspended. And Las Palmas on the deadline. Carvajal has got injuries. Militao has injuries out of the season. But Camavinga not there with injuries. Luka Modric is suspended. Vinicius Jr. is also suspended. Whereas from the likes of Las Palmas, it is Dario Isiugo who is also suspended. Much of worries, guys. Much of worries for Madrid incoming. I mean, it is the likes of Kylian Mbappe to shine like a diamond in the sky. Bellingham to rise high. Brahim Diaz and Rodrigo are there. The likes of Arda Güler, Endrick is also there for the substitutions in the attack. Whereas Ferland Mendy hasn't been picked up. It is Garcia. I mean, Carlo Ancelotti is under pressure because in the previous game it was Mendy who was on the left backs. It is now Garcia with the likes of Rudiger. Asensio is there, thank God. I mean, Tchouaméni hasn't been there. It is Ceballos and Valverde in the midfields. Vasquez on the right backs. That will be a worry. Courtois is there, but in the previous game, it was the likes of Lunin. Lunin was there. What is there going to happen? We will have a watch of this game, but still, it is, to be precise, 13 minutes to go for that game. On the other hand, to talk about, we are witnessing that game of Manchester United and Brighton. I will just take a short break and I'll be back. Give me that opportunity to get that 1 minute break into this and I will be back watching it. Just give me a 1 minute break into this. Do stay tuned, guys. Just have your votes on the poll section. Who is going to win, the Red Giants and the Los Blancos today? Manchester United and Real Madrid getting those wins, or it is Albion and Hove against and Los Almarios, Las Palmas going to get those wins. I mean, the underdogs are going to cause those upsets, or it is a draw result. And yes, if you want to get those watch links, join our social media different platforms, and the links for our social media platforms are given in the chat, in the video, as well as in the channel description. Have a watch over here, and all our different playlists are of the La Liga, the Premier Liga, the Serie A, the Bundesliga, the Champions League. Everything is there in a different playlist for all the different leagues across the globe. Just give me a 1 minute time. I need to take a short break. Do stay tuned, guys. I'll be back in just 1 minute. Oh my god, my legs are paining so much. Commit big, boys, commit big. The second half, Manchester United and Brighton has started. And do we have any kind of substitutions which has been made? The first half of Manchester United and Brighton, we were having a watch of it. Just look at the substitutions which has been made. Are there any substitutions for this game which has been made in this? No, no substitutions made, neither by Ruben Amorim nor by Fabian Hosler. What is that? It is the second half and he is still sticking to Mazraoui and De Ligt on the centre backs. He hasn't got Lisandro Martinez up on the pitch. That is bit annoying from Ruben Amorim's tactical gameplay against Brighton, whereas the likes of Brighton, they are mainly focusing on the flanks of Minte and Mitoma. That was all about the first half, but it is 12 minutes to go and Real Madrid going to face Las Palmas. What will be the result? Because that is the main aspect which we will be having a watch. But in the second half, we will have a watch to it. It is Diallo inside the box. He takes that shot. Van Dijk just gives that block with his body on line. Amar Diallo was inside the box. Amorim has just made some inputs. Look at the positioning of Maguire. He is moving high up. Pass that is to Dalot, but the flags are raised. And that is offside. Flags are being raised. Now we can see Bruno Fernandes making those passes for Dalot, but in the first half at Old Trafford, neither Kobe Menu nor Bruno Fernandes were making those passes. It is what they were only targeting their midfields of Menu and Ugarte in the first half. That is what is needed. You have to target Veltman and Estufan on the right backs and left backs from Brighton. Five minutes to go, guys. Los Blancos against the likes of Las Palmas. We will just change the switch stream to the game of La Liga, Real Madrid and to the Las Palmas. What is that? What is that upcoming? Big match upcoming in the La Liga. Can we have that good? The scores are level for United as well as Brighton. On the other hand, Nottingham Forest getting those big wins against Southampton late in the night. It is Manchester City who is also going to have that against Ipswich Town. Citizens have been traveling to to the likes of Portman Road at Ipswich Town. They will be facing Manchester City. But for now, it is Real Madrid and Las Palmas. Look at the lineups which we are having. It is Garcia on the left backs. Rudiger is there, Asensio and Vasquez. Major changes. Tchouaméni has been dropped. And yes, Camavinga, he is down to injuries. It is Luka Modric who is suspended. It is Vinicius Jr. He is also suspended. Worries for Ancelotti. But Mendy hasn't been picked and Andre Lunin is also not picked. It is Courtois who is there, and instead of Mendy, Garcia, the new left back, making those big moves is being seen. And yes, Santiago Bernabeu is going to be closed from the top. And Las Palmas, are they going to be cooked up for today's game, or it is Real Madrid on the other hand? Because Las Palmas has got Silva, Munoz and Rodriguez, their captain, in the starting lineup with Ramirez and Molero. And they have got Selisen To talk about them, Ramirez is that player who can cause those big upsets because in the season of the La Liga, I mean this season, Ramirez has got those stats. He has been doing good. Diego Martinez against Carlo Ancelotti, it was against Barcelona. Las Palmas got those big upsets against Barcelona in the La Liga. Against Atletico, they have got a defeat, and now it is against Real Madrid. Talking about them head to head, look at the performances. All the 6 wins for the Los Blancos in the past 9 games, 3 draws in the previous season. I mean, in this season, Las Palmas got that draw. In the previous season, Madrid winning it, Madrid winning it again in the previous season twice. A comfortable win for Madrid in most of the times against Las Palmas, but this time, can they get some sort of upsets? Because Barcelona has got those upsets, and in the table over here, just have a look. Oh my god, that is Brighton. On the other hand, they have just scored. Brighton has just scored. Oh my god, look at that free kick being taken. Solis, holy god, what a difference in the centre backs it has been. Holy god, you can't believe it. Brighton has just scored. Look at it. It is Joao Pedro scoring at United. Joao Pedro has scored that second goal. Oh my god. Oh my god. Brighton has scored that second goal, and it is the tactical defensive setback. It was Zirkzee and Fernandes to the lefts. Ugarte was down to the pitch with some sort of injuries. But yes, the goal stands. That goal stands. It was in between the legs of Andre Onana. Joao Pedro gets that shot into the nets. It is Brighton 1 goal up against United. There is some sort of VAR being taken into the pitch, checking off some sort of foul. Yes, that is a hit. That is a hit. Ugarte has been hit on his leg. What is that decision which the referee is going to make? Van Heck is that player who has caused that hit to Ugarte on his leg. Damn, Ugarte was hit. No, that goal doesn't stand. That is possibly a foul which has been given, and yes, on the other hand, Real Madrid and Las Palmas, the game is just about to begin. The game is just about to begin. The goal has been ruled out for Brighton, and yes, the scoreline is 1 up each. But now we have got on the watch Real Madrid against Las Palmas. We will be having that a watch to it. Oh my god, Las Palmas scoring it. Can you believe this? In just 1 minute, it is that goal which Las Palmas has scored. Inside the box, it was Rudiger who was trying to defend it. That was a cross again. Vasquez was that target to the far post. The defensive errors happening. Rudiger was not there to take those headers. Vasquez was there. Oh my god, Las Palmas has scored in just 1 minute, and with this lineup on the pitch, Real Madrid has conceded in just 1 minute in the La Liga. Real Madrid has just conceded again from the far post. Vasquez was not there, man marking it, and that has been a score in just 1 minute. Holy Christ! Rodrigo into the box. Mbappe, Rodrigo cuts in. Get that goal, boy! What is a miss that is from Lucas Vasquez? How could you miss that? How could you miss that? That was just a scoring opportunity which Rodrigo created. Brahim Diaz was also there. Yes, no, that is not Vasquez. Man, this stream is getting bit blurry at times. It is Brahim Diaz from the right wings. Just missing that. It was straight into the nets against Celestian. No one was there to just get those blocks, and Brahim Diaz missing it. Bang! Is it that big setback which the Los Blancos are going to face? It is up for you guys to give your votes on the stream. There is that vote open in the chat section. Yes, the match links are also there in our social media. The different social media links are given in the description, the video description, as well as in the channel description. But in just 4 minutes, Madrid conceding it in the first minute, and yes, Brahim Diaz just nailing down that big opportunity, not scoring it in the 4th minute. Asensio, Ceballos speeding up for Kylian Mbappe, but Kylian Mbappe didn't make that run. What is that? Big worries. Ancelotti is seeing chewing gum. He is seeing chewing his gum too fast. His jawline is just making chew that gum to the maximum, because in just 4 minutes Madrid has got 2 setbacks. And on the other hand, it is Vinicius Jr. as well as Luka Modric. Both are suspended. Camavinga is injured. Damn, it is Las Palmas again looting it. Asensio was that man. Look at that. Silva is that man who is making those incisive runs. Holy Christ. But finally, Mitoma has scored, and Manchester United, on the other hand, has conceded again. The previous goal in the second half on the 53rd minute, it was ruled out. A foul was that, but Mitoma on the 61st minute has just scored, and United, with that tactical defensive error, has conceded again. You talk about, we will talk about United a bit later. Let us focus on this game of the Madrid. This is going to happen, guys. This is going to happen. 5 minutes are up. Las Palmas scoring 8, and it is Silva making those runs time and again. Asensio, previous game, he has considered a penalty. Hope in this game he doesn't make those challenges against Silva inside the box. That will be the worry. Rudiger defending it well. The goal kick is Courtois, Vasquez, Asensio, Rudiger. Garcia is not making those runs on the wings. Asensio passes for Kylian. Kylian has got that position inside the box, but he prefers to move to the wings. He is cutting in. Rodrigo is there. Pass it to the right wings. Boy, you have got Vasquez there. Rodrigo tries that shot inside the box, but Las Palmas making those vast counters again. They are targeting Asensio. Silva is there making those runs, and every time Las Palmas are looking for those counters with the likes of Silva, their center forward on the pitch. Asensio, Diaz, back to Asensio, Rudiger, Garcia, Rodrigo. Make that run, boy. Rodrigo is moving to the left wings, trying to cut in. Mbappe score it, boy. Oh my god, Mbappe just hits it. There was some sort of deflection to it. Look at that from Rodrigo. Valverde did it so good. That was some sort of overlapping turn, but Kylian Mbappe getting that deflection, that wasn't it sufficient. Corner being taken. Rudiger is there inside the box to take those headers. Brahim Diaz passes to Asensio. Valverde. Valverde gives that cross again. Look at that. Las Palmas are now making those runs. They are making those runs. They are going for those fast counters, which is lethal. Which is lethal inside the box. That is some sort of deflection. That is Ceballos gets that block good. Ceballos gets that block good. Look at that from Sandro, the first minute goal which just happened. I mean, in just a minute, making those crosses to Silva. I mean, I think the Real Madrid players were not just ready for that goal to happen. And it is now getting predictable that every time Las Palmas are getting that position, they are going to get for Silva on the pitch. They are going to get Silva on the runs. That is what their prime concern will be. On the other hand, Asensio has to be careful, as well as the likes of Vasquez. Ceballos, Rudiger, Garcia, Asensio, Vasquez, Bellingham. Bellingham is speeding up. Take that shot, boy. Kylian Mbappe passes it. Vasquez getting that cut in. No, denied. Vasquez has been denied. But where is the involvement of Brahim Diaz on that pitch? Where is that involvement of Brahim Diaz? The flags are raised, and yes, that was offside. Las Palmas playing those offside traps is also the watch to have in the La Liga. Oh my god, my eyes just couldn't believe this. Which team will have more corner kicks? Las Palmas are not going for those corners, they are going for those fast counters. That is what the concern which Los Blancos has to make. So the only thing is to score more goals. Get it more creative and win it, boys. Rodrigo inside the box, cutting in. Rodrigo and Mbappe are cutting in to the box time and again, but they are being denied. Bellingham has to play those 90 minutes. Ceballos has to play those 90 minutes. Valverde will definitely go for those 90 minutes. But many of the new players from the Castilla into the squad for Ancelotti's men. Fran Gonzalez, the keeper. Jacob Ramon. Jesus Vallejo. Aguado. Chema Andres. All the new players, the Castilla into the squad. Inside the box, Vasquez takes that shot, left footer it is, but not clinical enough. Was that a deflection? I mean, look at that manager, Diego Martinez. He looks like Hansi Flick. Las Palmas are now having that goal kick, but look at it. The goalkeeper Silesen is just asking his men to move high up on the pitch. They are going for the counters, and every time they are targeting the likes of Vasquez and Asensio. That is the part from where Malario is going to make those moves. Yes, again. That is what Las Palmas has targeted in this game. They are going against Vasquez and Asensio time and again. Time and again, Vasquez as well as Asensio have to prove in this game for Madrid to not concede any more goals. That is what is the talk of the pitch at the Santiago Bernabeu. Madrid players, on the other hand, they have got those, stunning upsets in the previous game, where in the fixtures, Real Madrid was 1-on-1 facing the likes of Celta Vigo, and that game in the Copa del Rey round of 16 went up to the stoppage time, and Los Blancos getting those wins. It is definitely they would want to cook up this game the same way, but they have not to concede any more goals in this half. They have to keep the patience. Bellingham getting those interceptions. No, it is Vasquez. Brahim Diaz. Diaz is speeding up. He has got Bellingham, passes it well. Bellingham, on the other hand, is being tackled badly, and the referee on pitch, just look at him. That tackle to Bellingham was bit critical, and Alejandro Quintero Gonzalez, the referee on pitch, hasn't made a decision into it. That is upsetting. That is upsetting for the Los Blancos. Bellingham was being tackled badly on the pitch. That is a big upset. That is a big upset which has been caused by the referee on the pitch. Press, boys, press. Brahim Diaz has to press to the right backs. Brahim Diaz has to press Las Palmas on the right backs. That is the space which he doesn't have to afford. Asensio, Ceballos, Valverde. Both Asensio and Valverde are staying so close. Ceballos and Valverde are staying so close. Missed pass from Kylian Mbappe to Garcia. That is a missed pass from Mbappe to Garcia, and Las Palmas winning that throw. Look at that pass which was made in just 1 minute of the game. Lucas Vasquez, where he was looking, he was not even man marking Silva. That is again a defensive error. Lucas Vasquez is being exposed time and again on the centre back lineups of Madrid. But was Carvajal making those pillar moves to the right backs, but Upon his departure, Los Blancos hasn't found a right back player in the squad. That is worrying. That is worrying for them, and they are being time and again exposed in those areas. Valverde, Kylian Mbappe, Bellingham, Rodrigo inside the box, cutting in. Rodrigo is being predictable. He every time he is just trying to cut in. Rodrigo is just trying to cut in time and again on the pitch. It is inside the box. Rodrigo has been fouled. Referee is going to take the decision of we are being taken or not. Yes, that is a penalty inside the box. That is a tackle inside the box, and a penalty is much deserved. Look at Rodrigo. That was a bad tackle from Ramirez on the pitch. That is a penalty definitely to be taken. Thank God that is a penalty incoming. Yes. Bring on, boys, bring on. Kylian Mbappe scoring that penalty will be the watch. Get that goal, boy. Out of those 57 penalties which Kylian Mbappe has taken, 49 of them he has scored. And hope he doesn't misses this one. Get it big. All the cameras and all the eyes of the fans in the stadium are up for this penalty shootout to be taken. Kylian Mbappe against Silesen. 17 minutes 30 seconds on the watch, and yes, the referee has blown the whistle. Kylian Mbappe going to take it. He takes it. Gold. Hala Madrid. Make it big, boys. That goal is definitely the count of the Santiago Bernabeu raising to its heights, just cover the stadium and now cook Las Palmas into a dead meat. Make it happen, boys. Make it happen. Kylian Mbappe with those perfect penalty shots being taken. Bring it big, boys. Bring it big. 1-0 is the scoreline in the 18th minute. Let me just refresh the scoreline over here. Thank God, the scores have been leveled, and yes, something or the other is going to be cooked. Something or the other is going to be cooked. Get it big, boys. Get it big. How is this game going to unfold in the different aspects? That is also the watch to have. What is that? What is that happening, man? Every time they are getting so critical on the pitch and they are just losing away. Something or the other needs to be cooked up. With just one penalty, Los Blancos has got that, but in the defensive aspects, Madrid is now looking to exploit. From the midfield, Ceballos and Valverde are doing bit decent, but it is now Rodrigo Garcia making those crosses. Head up from Brahim Diaz, but not that critical. Vasquez crosses it again. Bellingham going to take that corner. Brahim Diaz is not getting those stunt moves in this game. 25 minutes of the gameplay. Brahim Diaz is not looking that ethical. I mean, Rodrigo and Diaz should try to make those changes on the wings. Rodrigo and Diaz must try to get those fluidity in the team from the wings. Mbappe, Asensio, Brahim Diaz getting that shot, but straight into for Silesen. No worries for him. Bellingham was there to get some sort of deflection, but denied. Silesen saves it good. That was the first stint moment which Brahim Diaz got, but it was straight for Silesen. Silesen has to make those moves. Silesen has to make those. Brahim Diaz. Look at that. Las Palmas are now just lacking those build-ups. They are time and again going for those counters, expecting something from Silva to do against the Real Madrid centre backs. Nothing happening from Las Palmas. They have just got those early one fluke goals on the pitch. It was some sort of defensive errors. Vasquez wasn't marking him well. But after that, the game which Las Palmas are playing, they are getting so predictable every time they are targeting their centre forward Silva for those counters. Bellingham making those runs. Vasquez is on the wings. He is moving high up on the pitch. Get that, a pass. Oh my god, he changes the wings for Rodrigo, but that was such a lame pass. Rodrigo back to Garcia. Garcia going for that cross. No, denied, denied, denied. Garcia has been denied. Oh my god. On the other hand, it is Brighton scoring that third goal. It is a total shutdown at the Old Trafford. And Brighton, really to talk about them, they were playing tactically so good. It was the likes of Mitoma, Minte scoring those first two goals, and now it is Gregoire Rutter. The substitution for Danny Welbeck has scored, and at the Old Trafford, United are down by 3 goals. Damn, damn, damn. Mentality is that thing which is looking absent at Old Trafford. Mentality is that thing. Mentality is that thing at the Old Trafford which United are purely lacking. Cristiano Ronaldo was right. United needs to just change everything. But here we are watching Real Madrid and Las Palmas. Madrid with that corner, but no, denied. Just look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Las Palmas players are down to their defensive aspects. Kylian Mbappe trying to cut in. No, that is interception. Ceballos, Bellingham. Ceballos has got Valverde, but no, Silva is dropping down for Las Palmas. Rodrigo back to Mbappe. Mbappe changing the flanks. Vasquez. Brahim Diaz. Valverde again. Rodrigo is making those shape changes, moving into the forwards time and again and dropping down to make those spaces for Bellingham and Kylian. Garcia was there to the left wings trying to make those crosses, but interception from Las Palmas. That is interception for Las Palmas. Rodrigo has cut in. Oh my god, that shot again. Celesian getting that save, getting some sort of deflection. A goal is being denied. Los Blancos getting in time and again, but from the sides of Rodrigo, I can sense that a goal is going to be coming very soon. Kylian Mbappe is looking back in his lethal form. Look at those right foot colors which he is making. Real Madrid getting those Kylian Mbappe form, those lethal forms which he has shown in the World Cup with those comebacks. Can he get that back at the Los Blancos? On the other hand, the injuries and suspensions, to talk about the centre backs, the right backs, much of worries, as well as Modric, and in this game, Vinicius Jr. is also suspended. Vasquez with that corner. Rodrigo gets that shot, but too high, not with that accuracy. The likes of Rodrigo moving from the left wings is just making those moves, but Brahim Diaz, on the other hand, has not been seen moving much to the right wings. As well as the likes of Valverde and Ceballos, they are staying so close to each other, and that too in a straight line. But for my predictions, Las Palmas, they are not going to get any more goals. The way they are playing, no build up, nothing, just going for those long counters for their forward Silva. Nothing is in store for them to get a goal. If they are going to play the same way what they are doing, then it is not going to come in positive for them. Rodrigo has dropped down to the flanks. Garcia man marking Ramirez well. Back passes to Bellingham, Rudiger, Courtois, Asensio, Vasquez. Vasquez is cutting in. Back passes to Ceballos. That is a good move from Asensio. Just letting that space count in. Ceballos passes to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe is there. What a tackle is that? Oh my god, Kylian Mbappe! What a shot that was. The goalkeeper gets a deflection, and it is Lucas Vasquez on those counters, passing to Brahim Diaz. Just what I told. The way Las Palmas has played is not going to bring them any fruit. It is the likes of Kylian Mbappe. Look at that shot. I want to just frame this video for the timeline. Ceballos passing that to Kylian. What a good pass. Kylian getting that turn good. But out of the box, Kylian Mbappe took that shot, that space which he needed. Oh my God. Can you believe this? Kylian Mbappe is roaring back to his lethal form of the World Cup with those comebacks. But it was finally Vasquez getting those counters, getting the recovery of the ball and passes to Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz was also there at the right moment, and it is Los Blancos to Real Madrid. It is Los Blancos 2 and Las Palmas 1 with that cheap goal in the first minute. Worth watching this game. Real Madrid roaring back to their form, and with this win in the La Liga, they are going to be at the top. With this game in the La Liga, just have a look of the table over here. It is now Real Madrid at the top. You just have a good, heartwarming announcement that with this win against Las Palmas, Real Madrid will move to the top and 2 points ahead of the Roja Blancos Atletico Madrid, and yes, 7 points ahead of Barcelona. That is huge. That is huge. Real Madrid are really doing good. You guys, if you talk about him, they are really doing good. This is the La Liga table happening over here. That is all about it. Let us go back to our main panel. What a good show that is. Kylian Mbappe is getting this new year. Time and again, Kylian Mbappe has been looking lethal, and yes, he has been developing into the right pitch at the right moment. Bellingham again, but straight to Celisén. Opportunities are coming, and the Las Palmas are looking crumbling in front of the mighty Los Blancos. That is what a good team and a good mentality with those muscle memories comes into the play. Rodrigo again cutting in. Kylian Mbappe. Look at that from Kylian Mbappe. You can't just believe it. Yo man, you celebrated so good. That is the lethal Kylian Mbappe roaring to its height. He is getting fiery, he is getting fierce, he is getting lethal, he is getting dangerous, and it is the third goal for Los Blancos. Real Madrid getting it so good. Kylian Mbappe is a treasure. Kylian Mbappe is the secret. Kylian Mbappe is that weapon which Los Blancos is definitely causing it this new year. Time and again, Mbappe is roaring back to those forms. I would just have a look at it. Rodrigo passes to Kylian. What a touch that was from Kylian Mbappe. Just look at that top ankle touch which Kylian Mbappe did. Oh my God, that was a first time shot with not that power but a complete accuracy, and Kylian Mbappe is celebrating it. Oh my God, this player is roaring to its back lethal form. Any team who are going to face Los Blancos from now on will face the threat of that lethal Mbappe. This new year, he is back to his big form. Worries incoming for any team across the globe who are going to face Los Blancos now. Ceballos again. Vasquez, Valverde, Rodrigo. Oh my God, I can sense many goals incoming now for the Los Blancos. Look at that run. My God, look at that run which Kylian is making. Look at those runs which Kylian is making. He is looking dangerous. All the eyes across the globe who love football are now just set on those moves of Kylian Mbappe. Corner being taken by Los Blancos. But that is some sort of interception. Las Palmas has got. Las Palmas, now they are just patience. Cool down, babe. Cool down. It is the time for Real Madrid. I mean, it is the time for Kylian Mbappe to rise and shine like a bright diamond. He is a gem. He is a treasure. Lucas Vasquez having that throw back to Asensio. Where is Kylian Mbappe? Just look at that positioning of Kylian. Look at that positioning of Kylian Mbappe. From the forwards, he is moving to the wings. He is getting those spaces counted. Look at that space which Kylian Mbappe is making on the pitch. Courtois, Asensio, Rudiger, Rodrigo, Garcia speeding up again. Kylian is staying on the wings, Bellingham on the forwards. Vasquez, on the other hand, is moving to those inverted attacking midfields, whereas Brahim Diaz is staying bit on the right midfields. That is what Vasquez and the likes of Diaz are creating those presses. Rodrigo again. Rodrigo is seen everywhere on the pitch today, moving and doing everything whatever is needed. Valverde again. Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe. Kylian. Garcia into the box. Will he get that shot? But denied. Another opportunity was just tempted to see Kylian Mbappe on the score sheets, but that was some sort of a missed pass. And yes, can we get that fourth goal, boys? Put that pressure, make it happen big. But look at that, Rodrigo is being time and again stopped by those tackles inside the box. Las Palmas are now just getting flattered by the moves of the lethal attacks of the Los Blancos at the Santiago Bernabeu. Good moments incoming, 40 minutes into the game, and yes, it is 3-1. Man, this goal from Kylian Mbappe, I have to just pick it up. Those shots which he has taken, oof, big ones for Mbappe, big ones. No denying the fact Ancelotti has given this project Kylian Mbappe a big time. I mean, almost the first 4 to 5 months of his arrival at Real Madrid, he has taken his time, and Kylian is looking big. Kylian is looking big. That is something big going to happen. My eyes are on just Kylian Mbappe. Just look at the moves which he is making on the pitch. Kylian is just making those nutmegs. He is making those stunt moves. And yes, he is staying on those white spaces. Again, that is a ball for Kylian. Kylian is creating those spaces too good on the page. Bellingham, Rodrigo, again a scoring opportunity. Rodrigo has got Kylian again. Oh my god! My eyes could just believe it. It is 42 minutes on the watch, and Kylian Mbappe has scored twice. Big win, boys, big win. 4 goals up, and that is something all the eyes of the world are having their watch on this striker. Was that offside? Was that offside? No, I don't think so. The flags are not raised. No, that wasn't offside. Bellingham finally passes to Rodrigo. Rodrigo was onside. Rodrigo gets that to Kylian Mbappe. Oh my god. How many more goals it is getting those humiliations. It is getting those sad moments. But Las Palmas has to bear that because it is at the Santiago Bernabeu. This stadium is closed from the top and you are going to be cooked up. Now the referee is going to take a look at the VAR. Why is that decision made so late? Why so late decision is being made? I mean, this fourth goal. Alejandro Quintero Gonzalez, the referee on pitch, is onto the VAR to check it. I think that will be a offside into it. Whether it is going to be offside, whether Kylian Mbappe was on the line, what is the VAR output which is being given. Bellingham to Rodrigo, that was fine, but the check what will be there was that pass to Kylian from the likes of Rudiger. Rudiger made that pass good, but was Kylian offside or not? That is what the VAR has to tell. Look at that pass from Rudiger to Kylian. That is where the referee is having his eyes on. All the different angles of the VAR being checked by the camera. But that moment when Rudiger gives that shot, yes, the referee is going to make his decision. Man, that goal has been cancelled. VAR has cancelled that fourth goal, but more goals incoming from Kylian Mbappe in this game. More goals are going to be incoming in this game from Kylian Mbappe as well as the Los Blancos. Kylian is making the most of it. Let Santiago Bernabeu roar to its highest today. A free kick that is to Las Palmas. Rudiger dodges that well. That is off for a throw. Kylian Mbappe is enjoying his moment, guys. Papa Perez sitting on the lines is having one of his best time watching his investment raising to its height. Vasquez again. Bellingham. Good pass that is Valverde. Rodrigo again. Bellingham. That was for Brahim Diaz. That was for Brahim Diaz, but it was a bit late. What a good moment that is at the Santiago Bernabeu. Las Palmas are being crucified. Las Palmas are being humiliated, and time and again, Las Palmas are trying to make that long counter ball to be played for their center forward Silva on the pitch. That is what their lame gameplay is looking like time and again. Ceballos getting those deflections. Bellingham moving high up on the pitch to Rodrigo. That is a tackle to Bellingham. Kylian Mbappe, take that shot, boy. I want that shot to be taken from Kylian Mbappe. No. Oh my god. Kylian Mbappe is looking dangerous on the pitch. Kylian Mbappe is looking dangerous at the pitch. That pass was there for Valverde. Oh my god, Mbappe again made those moves that was inches away from the first post, and Silesen was nowhere near getting a touch to it. But that was again Mbappe getting those shots. 5 minutes of stoppage time being, I mean, extra time for this first half. To conclude, Brahim Diaz, that is a challenge from Ramirez. The referee has given a yellow card, and that is for Ramirez. Las Palmas getting their yellow card in this game. I can sense Kylian Mbappe going to get those hat trick tonight. What are your say about this? Do tell us in the chat section. Those of you who are watching this stream, do tell us about your say that what Kylian Mbappe is going to get. Big one, big one. Kylian is getting those big one. 49 minutes on the watch, 5 minutes off at a time, huge one. 50 minutes of gameplay in total to be played in the first half. That is huge. I mean, that was given VAR, that goal offside from Kylian Mbappe, just his shoulder was bit ahead. But there has been some changes to the VAR as well. Is that not being implemented at the La Liga? That is the another watch to have. I want to watch few more goals from Kylian Mbappe to get Las Palmas now looking just short of their ideas. Nothing is looking good in their build-ups. Again a long ball counter. Look at that. They are time and again trying to get Munoz, Rodriguez, Silva, Molerio on the run for the counter attacks. But now on the 49th minute on the first half at a time, their center forward Silva, who has got that one goal in the first minute, he is looking short of his breath, short of his gas. Now the referee finally has blown the whistle for the half time to end. Guys, I will just take a short break. I will take a short break. We have to come back big for the second half because it is all the way for the Los Blancos. And my God, United has got those upset loss against Brighton, and yes, Brighton time and again getting those wins. And at Old Trafford, it is the sole penalty goal from Bruno Fernandes. Brighton scoring 8 thrice. Nottingham Forest winning it 3-2 against Southampton. But now it is Real Madrid and Las Palmas, and all eyes on Kylian Mbappe. But I will just have a short break and I will be back. We will be having the watch of the second half on this stream. Do stay tuned to it, guys. And yes, all the social media links are given in the channel description as well as in the video description. Do stay tuned to it. I will just take a 1 minute short break and I will be back. Do stay tuned to it. I will be back in 1 minute. Kylian Mbappe is back to his roaring heights. all eyes set on Kylian Mbappe. Man, this man is dangerous and he is regaining his form exponentially this new year. Every match he is playing, he is getting so lethal and he is getting so much of trouble making for the opponents on the pitch. But still, it is the half time which is going on at the Santiago Bernabeu, but we will have a look at the stats. The stats of this game looks good over here. Let me just convert this. Oh my god, Kylian Mbappe back to his roaring form. Guys, we are back from the break, and what more to show you? I mean, Mbappe scoring those two goals. I mean, it was his hat trick, but the third goal was denied of the VAR. But look at it, 15 shots from the Los Blancos, 3 from Las Palmas. Mbappe showing his character and showing his good everything on the pitch. Look at the shots which he has taken. I mean, from the start, it was that first minute upset which Silva caused. Las Palmas getting those early goals. Stunner that was. Lucas Vasquez was the man behind it. The conspiracy. He was not man marking Silva. He wasn't even aware of that position. But on the third minute, it was Diaz. That was a miss. Silva again on the fifth minute. That was a miss. Mbappe took that first shot. Look at that space. I mean, this is that point where Mbappe loves to take those shots. Look at this 8-minute shot from Kylian Mbappe. All eyes on Kylian Mbappe. This is his favorable spot, favorable position. And yes, that was a good save which was made by Las Palmas. This was the first shot which Kylian Mbappe took. And after that, Ramirez on the 9th minute from Las Palmas taking that shot. It was a block. On 18th minute again, that was the first goal which Mbappe scored, and it was from the penalty spot close to it. It was the first goal from the penalty spot which Kylian scored it so good. Then Vasquez was there on the 20th minute. Miss. Diaz, that was also a miss. Diaz again. Diaz has got few opportunities, but he hasn't been that clinical for today. I mean, he is, you can say, bit lacking in his form. On the other hand, 28th minute, this shot from Kylian Mbappe outside the box, it was mesmerizing. It was something which you don't expect much in the game of football. I mean, only from the likes of Kylian Mbappe or player like this of such a talent can score it. That was a good save, but in the end, that deflection to it caused Rodrigo again to make that shot. It was a save, and yes, Rodrigo again gets that shot. Rodrigo is being man marked brutally in this game. Las Palmas are really man marking Rodrigo good. And again, Kylian Mbappe on the 33rd minute. Look at the range of the shot. It was just taken halfway down the pitch into the defensive aspect of Las Palmas. Kylian taking that shot. It was again a brilliant save. All the shots which Kylian is taking in this game is lethal, but this save led to some sort of deflection from their goalkeeper, and Brahim Diaz getting those opportunities from the pass of Vasquez giving that Diaz the first goal. And again, that was Bellingham, 36 minutes, a boom shot. It was a save. Mbappe again on the 36th minute. Look at those positions. Mbappe from the left wings, from the edge of the box. He is looking dangerous, which he is capable of doing time and again, because Las Palmas always trying to make those counters high up to get some sort of long ball build up, losing away in the mid pitch and giving those opportunities for Kylian Mbappe to make those runs from the midfield. This is his favorable spot, which he is being just given at the cost of the long ball counters which Las Palmas is making. Garcia again on the 48th minute, that was a block. Mbappe on the 47th minutes, that was to the post again. I mean, out of those 15 shots, I think Kylian Mbappe has got those 6 or 7 shots which has been made. Kylian Mbappe is roaring back to his heights of success, and Real Madrid talking about their head-to-head 6 wins against Las Palmas and 3 draws. It is all up to the likes of Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, Bellingham, as well as Kylian Mbappe to end this game with at least 5 to 6 goals. That is what we are here to watch this game. And in the La Liga table, if we talk about, just have this panel back on the screen. Yes, 3-1 victory over Las Palmas. Las Palmas getting those wins over Barcelona. Now Real Madrid with this victory 2 points ahead of the Roja Bancross Atletico Madrid and a goal difference of 26, 5 more than the Roja Blancos. And yes, in the La Liga, it is Atletico who have conceded 13, but it is something which is the another aspect. And Atletico, I mean, in the upcoming 2 days, they are going to face Leverkusen in the Champions League. Barcelona, they are going to face Benfica. And yes, talking about the fixtures of Real Madrid, they have got Red Bull Salzburg in the Champions League. And next it is Real Valladolid, Brest in the Champions League. 2 upcoming games for Real Madrid in the Champions League. Not much of disappointment it will be, because Salzburg they are going to face at the Santiago Bernabeu, and against Brest they will be traveling to the home of Brest to face. But the major game which is going upcoming for Real Madrid in the calendar, it is February the 9th. They are going to face Atletico Madrid. I mean, the second spot Atletico Roja Blancos will face Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu on the February 9th. And after that, it is Osasuna. Next on the calendars, Barcelona, who are going to face Real Madrid. When it is that? It is on May 11th, Barcelona are going to face Real Madrid in the La Liga. That is what it is. Good players, good gameplay, everything happening for Los Blancos at the Santiago Bernabeu. And finally, you can rest your back on your couch to watch Kylian Mbappe to score many goals. What a first half that was at the Bernabeu. I mean, Las Palmas just opening up with that goal. And again, Real Madrid got catching up those momentums. Many things are going to come. But on the watch along which we started was Manchester United against Brighton at their home of Old Trafford has got a humiliation 3-1 loss. And the stats of this game, United got those 10 shots, but just 1 on target, not being that clinical enough. But it is Brighton who were playing so tactical and so good on the pitch. Nothing could be done. It was the likes of, to talk about in the lineup, Dalot was doing good, but Mazraoui and De Ligt were miserable, and Harry Maguire again. At times he looks so good, but what he does in few of the games, that is what the fans across the globe make fun of him so much. But here we are for the second half. Carlo Ancelotti's men against Diego Martinez, Real Madrid against Las Palmas, Los Amirelos against Los Blancos. What is that going to come? Make it big, boys. Make it count big. Get at least 2 or 3 more goals. That is what which we want. Are there any sort of substitutions? I don't think that Ancelotti is going to make any sort of substitutions because he will stick to it. What he does, rely on his tactics, rely on his gameplay, and make that happen. Are we going to see any sort of substitutions? I don't think so. For me, Ancelotti is not going to make, but no, Las Palmas are making their substitutions. It is Benito Jr., their number 11, coming onto the pitch. It is their number 11 coming onto the pitch. Changes. Diego Martinez has made that change, but Ancelotti has stuck to his what he does. Los Blancos rolling the ball. Rudiger to Asensio, Vasquez. Back to Asensio. Courtois, Rudiger again. Rudiger trying to find Rodrigo, but that was some sort of interruption. Interceptions from Las Palmas. To talk about their left back Garcia, time and again he is also coming up big in those matches. Garcia is that man, he is coming up big in those matches at times. That is a win. Vasquez winning 8 good. He is so high up on the pitch. Ceballos is there for those defensive midfields. He has got that interception, fight 1. Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe. Vasquez makes that cross. Rodrigo inside the box. Damn, that was some opportunity early in those 1.5 minutes of the gameplay in the second half. And it was Vasquez making those passes. But look at that defensive aspect from Ceballos. Ceballos is doing those defensive midfield aspect good in those tracking counters from Las Palmas. Rodrigo taking that corner. Garcia, that is a cross again. Bellingham, shoot it, my boy. No, denied. Diaz winning that tackle. Valverde. Ceballos. Valverde again. Bellingham. Kylian to the right wings, cutting in. He has got Brahim Diaz. Back to Kylian. Kylian is looking dangerous. He has got Diaz. Diaz gets that shot, but straight for Silesen. No worries. Las Palmas has got their goalkeeper Silesen doing their job most of the times. Though he has conceded those 3 goals, then also Silesen has been performing good for the rest of the shots. Now in the second half, Las Palmas are looking to make some sort of build-ups from the midfield. Whereas in the first half, every time Las Palmas were looking for those long ball counters. Diego Martinez, their manager, Las Palmas, can they make those come back? Or it is all the way for the Los Blancos? to make this win big. Get those 5 goals, boys. Asensio, Rudiger. I mean, the way Las Palmas are playing, it is Bellingham. Can he get that? Bellingham gets it. Good. Yes, that is the goal for Bellingham. No, denied. That is denied. Brahim Diaz back pass to Valverde. Valverde, what a pass that was. Bellingham just hits that a bit wide to the first post. Oh my god. The way Las Palmas are playing, Ancelotti is fast forwards, would love to exploit their defensive lineup time and again up to the stoppage time. But Ramirez from Las Palmas, he is looking bit lethal in taking those crosses from the right midfields as well. Mbappe, Bellingham, back to Rudiger. Valverde. Valverde is going for those. Look at those range which Valverde has got. I mean, from the place near his midway of the pitch, he scores that. Look at that power and that shot from Valverde. Real Madrid are really enjoying this game at Santiago Bernabeu. Los Blancos are really enjoying this game. They are using the most of it to happen. Rodrigo getting that interception. Brahim Diaz, no, Brahim Diaz is not looking in best of his form today. He is lagging a bit. I mean, Vinicius Jr. not present due to the suspension. Luka Modric not present due to the suspension. Chouameni not in the first squad. Camavinga is off to injury. Los Blancos converting this game. It is definitely doing good. Vasquez getting that tackle. Hope don't press it aggressive, guys. Don't get those booking at least. On the other hand, Asensio, their defender, who got that penalty in the previous game, getting Los Blancos conceded. In this game, he has been decent. He hasn't been that aggressive what he was doing in the previous game. There is improvement in the aspects of Asensio. On the other hand, their left back Garcia, he is performing good. Garcia on every game, every match, he is performing so good, and tactically also he is staying so good at those positions. Valverde, Asensio, Valverde again, Bellingham. Bellingham gives that to Vasquez. I mean, two of the passes which Bellingham has tried in the second half. One for Brahim Diaz, it was bit overpowered. And yes, this one also he went for Vasquez, but it was a bit overpowered shot. Asensio winning that tackle one on one against two players of Las Palmas. Asensio is aggressive, and yes, he is doing his job good. Asensio is that aggressive center back which Los Blancos has really found, but he has to be careful not to get those penalties considered. I mean, this is the total revamp of the center back lineup which Real Madrid are going to play in this half of the season. They have found the likes of Vasquez. They have found, I mean, instead of Vasquez, they haven't found those, but in the centre backs, they have really found the likes of Asensio, and on the left backs, it is Garcia. They have got those new findings from the Castillas. Garcia again moving it, but what the referee has stopped the gameplay. I mean, what a first half Real Madrid had. Are we going to see more goals? Are we going to expect two or three more goals? But the same thing is not happening for Madrid. From the mid pitch, Asensio, Rudiger, back to Courtois, Valverde again, Ceballos, Asensio, Rudiger again goes for Rodrigo this time. Good. Las Palmas playing those high centre back lineups. They are trying to get it like Barcelona, but that is not happening, boy, because in the attacking midfields as well as in the forwards, Las Palmas are not pressing it that good. I mean, how can you play it? If you are not pressing it from your forwards, then how do you expect the opposition to make those defensive errors? That is not happening. On the other hand, from Las Palmas, to talk about this player Silva, he is really doing his job so good. Silva has been their sole player, and Celicen, Molerio, they have been doing it good. They have been doing it good. And it is that centre back substitution which Diego Martinez has made. Benito has been called onto the pitch and Herzog has been substituted. Bellingham, Rodrigo to the left wings. Garcia, back passes to Bellingham. Bellingham has got Valverde. Ceballos, Brahim Diaz, back to Ceballos. Bellingham, passes happening on. Los Blancos are trying to gain that momentum which they were having with the likes of Modric and Toni Kroos on the midfield. Bellingham, Valverde goes for Kylian outside the box. Will he go for those shots? No, it is Garcia. Back to Bellingham. That is the fourth goal Rodrigo has got. No, it wasn't Kylian Mbappe. Now this is the time. Garcia has got those assists, and it is Rodrigo now scoring. Thanks that Rodrigo has got that goal, because this game he is really working so hard. And finally, Rodrigo gets that shot. Look at that celebration. Frank Garcia is celebrating with that assist in his bag. Kylian to Garcia was good, but Garcia went for Kylian, or was that for Rodrigo? That was a good cut in, and Rodrigo, oh my god, I think Rodrigo got some deflection as well to it. No, that was a perfect clinical finishing right onto that far post, and Kliensen, to talk about his goal saving this game, he has considered fourth. He has considered his fourth goal of the game. 58 minutes on the watch. Now Los Blancos have 4 and Las Palmas 1 on the scoreboard. What were your predictions? Man, David Alaba on the sidelines. Can we watch Alaba back from injuries after so many years? Will he make his presence? Alaba forever. Can we witness David Alaba that legacy at the centre backs again? These are the moments Los Blancos with those comebacks. I mean, time changes, player changes, but their strategy, their gameplay remains the same and it is so consistent. Valverde to Bellingham. Look at Garcia, look at those runs he makes at times. Garcia is making those runs. Ceballos, Rudiger, Garcia again. Rodrigo, back to Garcia. Valverde, Rudiger, Rudiger to Garcia, Bellingham again. 60 minutes on the watch, 4 goals to that of 1. How many more Los Blancos are going to score? That will be the watch. Can they score 2 more goals? Rudiger, back to Ceballos. Look at Asensio, he is staying so high up on the pitch. Bellingham, back to Rudiger. Bellingham again, Valverde. Asensio. Asensio goes for Brahim Diaz. No, denied. High centre back lineup from Madrid. Las Palmas are making those counters. That is a catch missed by Courtois, but no worries. It was Asensio there to safeguard it. Courtois is a tall man, and these dipping shots are really tough for him to catch. He gets a miss, but Asensio was there to safeguard him. Kylian Mbappe, Garcia is making those runs time and again. And at times, Kylian Mbappe is getting frustrated with those runs which Garcia is making. It is quite evident on the pitch. But Las Palmas are not that capable enough to get this counted. Rudiger to Garcia again. Kylian. Bellingham. Rodrigo. Rodrigo back to Bellingham. Kylian. Kylian changes the flanks. Vasquez or Diaz. No, it has been Diaz getting it. Diaz inside the box. Lucas Vasquez has been fouled. Oh my god, is that the injury? Holy god. Look at that challenge from Benito Jr. What was that? Oh my god, he hits Vasquez with his boot on his high hips. Damn, hope Vasquez doesn't get any more injuries before the Champions League fixtures. No more injuries needed, guys. No more injuries. No more injuries needed. Give him a red card at least. What is that? A yellow card? Get him a red card at least. Finally, the referee is going to check the VR. Thank God. But what a tackle that was from Benito Jr. upon his substitution. Just 17 minutes into the game, and he makes that VR output. He is going to be given a red card. That is a big call. And yes, the referee on pitch giving Benito Jr. that second yellow card. No, that yellow card has been cancelled. It is a straight yellow red card. And Benito Ramirez, that substitution which Diogo Martinez made in place of Herzog in the second half, that is just red marks on the upper hips of Lucas Vasquez. Damn, he is injured. Benito Jr. makes his move out of the pitch, and that is what a player who makes these types of rusty tackles deserves to be given. You don't expect your players to get injured playing these games. Free kick being taken, Bellingham inside the box. No, bit late in that shot. Bellingham was bit late in that shot to get a goal. We want a goal from Bellingham as well in this game. We want a goal from Bellingham as well. Rodrigo has got one, Kylian two, Diaz one. Now it is time for Bellingham Belvedere to get few more goals. Or is it that Kylian is going to get those hat tricks? That is the watch we are having. The second half, Los Blancos against Los Palmas, Los Amarillos at the Santiago Bernabeu, and Santiago Bernabeu is closed from the top. Get it cooked, boys. Courtois, Ceballos, Vasquez, Asensio, Asensio to Rudiger, Rudiger to Ceballos. Ceballos tries to find Vasquez, but no, there is some sort of interception. Valverde, Brahim Diaz, Vasquez. Valverde makes those runs. Will he cut in? Kylian Mbappe again inside the box, but that first touch wasn't that good. And interception came in hereby. Bellingham to Garcia again. Kylian. Kylian gets that interception, but safe. That is safe for Ceballos. That is a wide pass for Bellingham inside the box. Valverde is making those good defensive midfield presence felt along with the likes of Ceballos at times. Kylian making those runs, one, two, three, no, finally being intercepted. Look at that speed Kylian is showing on the pitch. Kylian is looking lethal at times. Kylian is looking every time he has got the position. He is making those moves and he is looking lethal. I mean, 4 goals conceded by Las Palmas up to the 67 minutes on the watch. How many more goals are we going to witness? Oh my god, Brahim Diaz takes that shot, but straight. Brahim Diaz has got those shots on target, but he is not becoming that clinical for today's game. He is lacking those clinical finishings. Las Palmas are looking just lack of ideas, loss of temperament, and everything, the motivation, the character, everything they are losing, and they are down to 10 men. Now it is for the Los Blancos to get those crusading wins against the Los Amarillos. Ceballos, Ceballos is not making those passes at the right time. Valverde, Brahim Diaz, Valverde makes that run, but there is interception again. McBurney is the player coming on the pitch. And finally, their striker Silva is going off the pitch. This game up to the 69 minutes on the watch. I mean, just in the first 4 minutes, it was Los Palmas, Los Amiros getting those big moments, and after that, it's all the way for Los Blancos. Rodrigo getting that interception, coming down to the pitch. Savalos, Rodrigo, Rodrigo back passes to Valverde. Savalos again trying to find Garcia into the box, getting that position, going for those through balls. No, not happened this time. Garcia is aggressive, and yes, he has to just be cool in making those passes. Savalos finally winning that tackle. Valverde, Rudiger. I mean, one thing we can talk about Savalos in this game, that defensively he has been intercepting those and he has been winning those tackles, but talking about the passes which he has been making, he is not making those passes at the right time, as well as from the likes of Bellingham. Rudiger, Garcia, back to Rudiger, Asensio, finally Asensio makes that pass. It is for Vasquez. Kylian Mbappe, no, that was bit wide for Mbappe. That pass was bit wide for Mbappe to get into it. Las Palmas have to just struggle the rest 20 minutes of this plus stoppage time down to 10 men. But it is David Alaba who is warming up on the sidelines. Can we witness this legacy of Alaba back in the squad? From Bayern to Real Madrid, Alaba has a history in the making, winning those major trophies, winning those major leagues at Bayern as well as at Madrid. Can we get David Alaba back to the track? But there are reports that David Alaba has got a crucial injury. I mean, his part of the cartilage has become extended. I mean, the more if he plays, the more his cartilage will grow and it will be painful again if he gets those injuries. David Alaba hope he makes a good comeback and is steady. Yes, it is David Alaba who is going to come. The Austrian will be seen making his move for Los Blancos after so many years. Oh my god. Savalos is looking exhausted. But that was a bad tackle. That was a bad tackle. How many more goals do we expect in this game? Can the Los Blancos score two more goals, make it 6-1 happen? That is a header. Oh my god, yes, that is a shot, but are the flags raised? No. Is it Valverde or is it Bellingham who has scored it? It is 5-1. 73 minutes into the game, and that is the fifth goal. Bellingham has scored it. Oh my god, look at that. Rodrigo made that free kick look so good. Both Valverde and Bellingham went for that deflected ball, and Bellingham finally gets it. Fifth goal. That is the fifth goal, and it is Bellingham getting it. Oh my god, the referee is again checking a VR or what? Damn, again a goal review. So many goals are being taken, and the referee has to take so many VAR for checking those goals. I mean, both Valverde and Bellingham, they were just onside. VAR output is being given. Damn, that is offside because it was Valverde high up on the pitch, and the goal has been denied. The score line backdrops to 4 Los Blancos and 1 Las Palmas. David Alaba is making his move onto the pitch. David Alaba is making his move onto the pitch. What a legacy, what a player. Alaba is making his move onto the pitch after such a big gap of injuries. Oh my god. David Alaba is onto the pitch after so many years. Just look at the last presence which David Alaba made on the pitch. I mean, the last time he played was in the La Liga 23-24. 14 matches, 14 games, 1 assist. From 2021, played 102 games. David Alaba back in the squad. Oh my god. Coming on big. David Alaba making his presence on the pitch from the sidelines for the game against Barcelona, against Mallorca, against Dortmund in 24. That was June 2. Again, he went back for those injuries, but on presence on field, which David Alaba has made on the pitch, was in the year 2023 and 24. Damn. David Alaba back on the squad for the Los Blancos. I mean, are they going to be contended? Yes, Rudiger has been substituted, and Rudiger and Alaba is playing on those build up late centre back lineup on the pitch. Asensio, Alaba. Look at Alaba, look at his playmaking. That player from Bayern to the likes of Real Madrid, winning so much and everything, doing great. David Alaba is a great player on the pitch to witness. That is the reason what I have been streaming this, and yes, with the likes of Kylian Mbappe scoring, it has added to more glory. Alaba staying high up on the pitch at times. Alaba is looking good. Look at his composure, look at his physicality. He is looking good. Look at those left footers. Oh my god. Alaba is making those left footers. That is deadly. That is lethal. That is the compilation of Project Kylian Mbappe is going to succeed. Look at that from David Alaba. Garcia getting those tackles good, not allowing any space on the left wings. Rodrigo to Kylian. Kylian has got Bellingham. What a curl pass that was from Kylian. Oh my god. Kylian is getting massive. Kylian is getting massive. Look at that Rabona shot. Oh my god. Kylian makes that cut in shot. That was a Trivela. That was a Trivela shot which Kylian made. Oh my god. That was a perfect Trivela shot which Kylian gave that to Bellingham. Just bit wide. Otherwise, it would have been that fifth goal. Things are happening. Things are happening for the Los Blancos. But two poles, one David Alaba on the centre backs and the another pole Kylian Mbappe on the forwards. How are these two going to combine? I'm just waiting for Alaba to make those through balls for Kylian Mbappe. Now Endrick is coming onto the pitch. Endrick, the super sub, the Brazilian, is also coming onto the pitch. Young players going to take on the Real Madrid pitch. 80 minutes of the gameplay on the watch. That is 80 minutes of gameplay on the watch. The timer has stopped on my side. What has happened to this timer? I want to just watch that pass to be made by David Alaba. That is what I am waiting for in this game. David Alaba on the center stage, left footer to Garcia, Ceballos, Valverde, Ceballos again, David Alaba, Bellingham. It is Ula. Ula has got Vasquez. Vasquez will cut in. Man, Bellingham and Kylian are intercepting. It was Bellingham and Valverde intercepting it, and now it is Bellingham and Kylian intercept getting those overlap. That is what is not happening. I mean, if you talk about at times, there are some sort of aspects which Real Madrid definitely faces at times. Courtois to Bellingham. Bellingham is speeding up. Garcia, look at that speed from Garcia. Time and again, he is proving it so good. Bellingham again. Vasquez. Vasquez to Kylian. No interception. Ardagula. Kylian again. Man, Kylian back passes for Gula. The substitutions being made again by Ancelotti is Endrick coming in, Rodrigo moving to the bench, and yes, it is Chema Andres in place of Ceballos. Castilla is making its way into the Los Blancos. But will they get it? Will they get that big? Oh my god, it is Valverde scoring. This guy at times looks so good on the pitch. What is that which is happening over here? It is 7 minutes on the watch and still 4-1 that is. Anytime the game is going to get those fifth goal, that is what which we are waiting for. Las Palmas are moving in. Will they make some sort of counter? No. No worries for Timo Courtois. So many goals being given offside for today. Otherwise, it would have been a 6-1, the scoreline. 90 minutes on the watch. Just 1 minute left for the second half. How much of the stoppage time will be awarded? Are there any hopes Las Palmas going to get any sort of equalizers? Tactically, they have been just made those presence felt at the Santiago. Again, it is for Kylian Mbappe. Endrick is there, but he is overlapping with Kylian. Back heels, but denied with that interception. Endrick is that super sub Brazilian kid into the squad. But yes, Rodrigo getting that last goal. The scoreline is still 4-1. 30 seconds left into this first half. Are we going to witness more goals from the Los Blancos? Can Kylian Mbappe get those hat tricks? It was in the previous game. Hendrik, Gula, Valverde getting those 3 goals. What is that going to happen in this? Are we going to get more 2 to 3 goals in the stoppage time? Alaba, Hendrik, back to Alaba. Look at that position from Alaba. He is so strong and so tall. Bellingham again moving in. Take that shot, boy. Bellingham is in need for a goal. Bellingham is in need for a goal. Time and again, he has been seen overlapping Kylian, he has been seen overlapping Rodrigo, he has been seen overlapping Valverde, and now Bellingham is in need of a goal. He wants that to happen. Is the project Kylian Mbappe really hampering Bellingham? Big aspect to watch in the upcoming matches of the season. Bellingham time and again is going for those goals, whereas there was Kylian as well as Arda Güler making those incisive runs inside the box. He opted for a shot. Asensio again. Alaba. Look at that left footer from Alaba. Look at that left footer from Alaba. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Can we get one more goal, boys? Can we get one more goal? Make it 5-1. Asensio getting those clearances. Bellingham is running. Kylian was there on that free space. That is Bellingham down to the ground. What a tackle that was. Hendrik back passes to Alaba. I want to see those left footers from Alaba. No, the referee has blown the whistle 10 seconds early. Oh my god. The referee must have been frustrated, and what a show that was from Kylian Mbappe. Oh my god. I have got ate everything for this game, and nothing can be just said because I would just like to close this stream. 3 hours and 21 minutes of streaming. Oh my god, can you guys believe this? This was something which happened so good, and the Los Blancos winning it, but on the other hand, it was the likes of Manchester United getting those defeats at Old Trafford. The compilation of all the matches which we had for today's watch along as well as the predictions. We will be getting it uploaded tomorrow morning. So yes, I will take a bye bye and good night from my side. Happy Sunday, happy weekends, and yes, enjoy your best and give everything. But Real Madrid getting those wins, Los Blancos has really made it so much mesmerizing to celebrate more to it. And yes, Kylian Mbappe getting back to those lethal forms as well as David Alaba back in the squad. Ancelotti is must be giving some sort of sigh relief in his bags to be counted for the rest of the season. Bye bye, good night, keep going, and yes, before ending this, give us those like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. Have a peace, have a nice weekend.